Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I am working on the Canvas Corp brand's Traveling Art Journal. Make sure you check out the hashtag to see other journals by other artists. I've already opened it up to the page, but I'll just kind of give you a quick glance at some of the other entries that are out there. You know, this is a group of two groups actually of 12 people each. We've all created a journal or purchased a journal, and then it's going round and round for each of us to work in. So when it is done at the 12 months, we'll get a journal back that 11 other artists have worked in. So this is one of the journals, and today I've decided I'm going to use this Tattered Angles Mixed Media Origins collection. This is called Nature. And I'm going to trim this to fit the page and paint on it, and then I'll attach it to the journal. So prior to the video, I went in and I marked one of the cut spots. I'm going to cut this down and get started. I found this image in my stash. I think it's a digital image that I've had for a really long time, and then I printed it on some cardstock. So I thought that would look pretty on here. And then I have a stamp set from Ranger. It's a Delusions clear stamp, and I think I want to use one of the stamps that's on here. So to begin with, I think what I should probably do, just so this is a little bit more flexible, is fold this in half. And that way, if I have to, I can cut it, and I know where to cut. I've got a few colors of Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist that I want to use on this. I'm going to spray some into a palette and then set to kind of giving a wash background to this. I may spray this as well to begin with. I've got a Tim Holtz stencil here. I'm going to use it to kind of spray a little bit of color in the background. I've got some iridescent gold. I've got some red chilies and crimson. I'm going to spray into a palette here. I've got some high impact paint in white. I started to use this stencil when I first began, but the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist was going underneath it. So I'm going to get some white high impact paint. I'm shaking it up now. And I'm going to use a little bit of this through the stencil. Try to use a light hand so that I can get a good image. Alright, so I used the stencil and added some high impact paint in white over the top of the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So I think I've got my background pretty much the way that I want it. I know that I want to put this little card on here just because I like it. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but I know I want to put it on there. And then there is a stamp here that I like. It says, being happy doesn't mean everything's perfect. It means you decide to see beyond the imperfections. So I'm going to get this out, put it in my MISTI, and stamp it out. I have a scrap of some ivory cardstock from Canvas Corp brands. I'm going to use that, and I've got it placed in my MISTI. I'm going to use some black detail ink, or Raven detail ink by Brutus Monroe. I'm going to cut this out with a pair of scissors. I've got some distressed ink black soot, and I'm going to go around the edges of these little pieces. I think I've decided where I want to place this. I'm just going to use a little bit of some white glue. I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe this time because it's got such a small nib that I can add the glue easily. I need to make sure I clean it. I've got some high impact paint in black, and I'm just going to go around some of the components here so that they're easier to see. I've put a little bit of the high impact paint into my palette and added some water. I've got a nice big brush here, and I'm just going to add some splatters. I'm going to dry this with my heat tool, and then I can add it to the journal. I've got a little Sharpie here. I'm going to write my name in the corner. And then I'm going to use my Aleene's tacky glue to adhere this to the journal page. So I'm just kind of lining it up with the center. And then I'll add glue on one side, and then I'll glue the other side. I really like this Tattered Angles paper. It's so nice to work with. It has a beautiful texture on it. It takes the Glimmer mist and high impact paints really easily, but it doesn't warp and buckle like some papers will do if you start adding too much liquid to it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my journal entry today, that you will definitely check out the rest of the entries that have been added by checking out the hashtag below. If you have any questions about products that I used or the technique that I use, please feel free to comment below. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and make sure that you hit the notification bell so you'll get a notice whenever I upload a new video. Like this video, because every action that you do on this video helps it be seen by others. So if you like it, and then if you will share it with your friends so that they can see it as well, I would greatly appreciate that. Make sure you check out the Canvas Corp Brands Collective. I'll have a link in the description box. There's a Facebook group that you can go and you can share everything Canvas Corp Brands, which is 7 Zip Gypsies, Canvas Corp Home Basics, and Tattered Angels. And there's also a lot of the crew members that are artists for Canvas Corp that post in there as well. So there is my journal page. I chose to use that background with the roses because I thought it was really pretty, and I had this image. And you know, being happy doesn't mean everything's perfect. Sometimes you just have to decide and see beyond the imperfections. So even though some people may think this is messy, you know, I like it. It's me, it's what I want to do, and I don't have to be perfect. I am who I am. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again for watching. Have a fabulous day. Bye, everyone.